Hello, my name is Miss Sasha. I'm a teaching artist in the PACE Arts program through the Acadiana Center for the Arts with the Lafayette Parish school system in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today we are going to create an amazing cactus in a beautiful patterned pot. Our supplies are pretty simple. All you need is a white piece of paper, an assortment of markers, including green, and an assortment of crayons, also including green. You can go ahead and pause the video, gather your supplies, and when you return, all you have to do is press play. Now that you've gathered all your supplies, let's get started on our patterned pot. This is the one I did earlier. I folded my white paper in half, like this, so we could have a line, so we know where the middle is, so we know how big and tall our pot could be. I've also going to add this piece of paper so I can draw a few extra pots with you. Okay? So get a marker of your choice. I think I will use purple. Here's my purple. All right, I'm going to show you here. There's lots of different ways to make pots. I'm going to make 4 different pots on this paper. Here's my halfway mark. This pot, I'll do nice. We're going to do wide tops, but how you get to the base is up to you. Look. You could make a vase with a lid up here. You could make a rounded vase, as you can see some of these. You could make one that has curved edges. And like this one, it's just flat at the top. You could make one that has curve, but it goes from the middle to the bottom. I think I will do this one. So I'm going to do a long line, and I'm going to curve down. I don't have to go all the way to the bottom because I can make a little table in a minute. Okay, look, mine's not perfect, and it's going to be just fine. Sometimes you can even put like a little base on it right here, look. If you think your pot might fall over. All right, stay with the same color, and we're going to start making some different lines. Let's start with a straight line. Make a straight line somewhere on your pot. I'm going to put mine in the middle. Great. Now maybe you could do a wavy line. A wavy line, it has no points. It's kind of like the wave in an ocean, so there's no top or bottom point. Somewhat like the letter S, or wavy line. Watch. There we go. And much different from a wavy line, we could do a zigzag line, where a zigzag line has a point at the top and a point at the bottom, like a Z or a W or an M. Watch. Up, down, point, 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 point. See? We could do a curved line. This pot is actually a big curved line. On this one, I put some dots for a dotted line. So you could add any of those. A dashed line, only a dashed line you can't color it in. I'm going to put a curved line here, and I'll go ahead and make a dotted line up here. How's that? How's your pot looking? Great. You see how we made a table over here, or something for the pot to sit on? You can get a different color for that. I'm going to get green. And this one is a curved line behind the pot. I think I'll do this one straight. Watch. Straight. Oops. And then straight on this side. So it goes all the way across. It doesn't go through your pot. That would be silly. All right. You got it? How's your pot looking? Perfect. Well, our pot is filled with beautiful lines. Now we can go ahead and color it in with our crayons. So grab your cool crayons. Any colors will do. I colored mine sometimes in a pattern, sometimes in a cool design. If you wanted to add more shapes, you could. In fact, I'm going to back up 1 second and add a few straight lines that go down on the top of my zigzag line. You could do that too if you want. Then I can make a really awesome pattern right there. Okay? All right. Let's see. I'm going to start coloring mine in. I think I'm going to color in every other circle with a pink, and then every other circle with red, making a really pretty pattern. Oh, it's kind of a dark pink. Can you see that? It's a little bit different. So you could just color in your vase with whatever colors you want. Make them stand out. So if you use purple for your to make your patterns and your lines and your shapes and your designs, you might not want to use purple to color it in. So some of you might want to do an A, B pattern. Some of you might want to do an A, B, B pattern. How about an ABC pattern? You could get super creative. Let's see, what color should I use? I'll use green. These kids down here use construction paper to make their pot. So you could always use construction paper to make your pot and then cut it out and glue it on your paper and then start building your cactus out of there. There, did you find a spot to put a really nice pattern on? Let's take this down. It keeps coming up. I'm going to move this for a minute. Actually, I'll leave it there because we'll add some different types of cactuses too to our pot. All right, let's see. I'm going to use orange. I haven't used orange. I'm going to color this space down here orange. And I think I'll add some orange up here too around this pink dotted line above this wavy line. I don't have a lot of space left to color in. Let's see. I feel like I don't have any blue. Oh, here we go. I'll do this dark blue down here. And what about, I really want red. Oh, is this red? Yep, red. And red right here. So patterns are a line, shape, or design that might repeat itself. So here's our lines. We've got shapes, circles. We have some designs in here. Ooh, I'm going to color this red too. And then my pot will be all complete. Much different from this pot, right? So you see that you can do all kinds of different pots. Just start from your center, work your way down to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and color in my table. I'm going to do mine green. There. See? There you go. Now we can start our cactus. While you're coloring in your table, I'll give you a little facts about cactuses. Cactuses are called succulents. Succulents are known for their spongy roots and their leaves for hoarding water, and they save their water for later. So most cactuses are cacti, live in dry, hot areas that don't get much rain. They're native to the Americas, from Patagonia in South America all the way to Canada. They mostly live in deserts or dry places prone to drought. A drought is a lack of water. So when someone says, oh, we're in a drought, it means that it's not raining enough. So we're not getting enough water to keep things living. So you'll see grass starting to die. You'll see leaves starting to shrivel up and things like that. That's what a drought would be. The earth would be cracking. There's lots of different things that could show you that it's a drought. So we are going to draw a pot with a cactus in it, or mini cacti. As you see, this one has lots of different cactuses in it. Let's go ahead and move this over so we can see these different choices for cactus tops. This one is some that kids did. They used a little bit of construction paper and markers and crayons, okay? So let's start off with maybe a cactus in the middle. This one I did kind of a round cactus, but maybe in the middle this time, using my green marker, I'm going to use a green marker, I'm going to do one that's more pointy, like this. Watch. So it goes. That's my middle cactus. I'm using my marker, then that way I can go color it in with my crayon and the marker will really stand out, right? So in this one, I could come back and put a little line in between some of these, kind of adding in some design. Perfect. Let's pick a tall cactus to do maybe in the background. How about something like this one right here. It's kind of like a bunch of bubbles. Now it's behind the other cactus because we've already added one in the front. So this one will be somewhat like this, but I'm going to make it even rounder. Watch. Round. I can have a little one in the front, like this. Then it just kind of bubbles off. This one's going to go off the page. Look, bubble. They might get smaller as they go. Right? And then this one, you got it? In this one, we could put some little V's to show that it's got sharp, prickly thorns. Good. Go ahead and add your V's for sharp, prickly thorns. Let's add our third cactus. Which one do you want to add? I may add this tall one right here. Watch. It's like a big cucumber, huh? And then this one, it's got lines that go from the top all the way to the bottom. And to show that it has sharp, thick, prickly thorns, I keep getting tongue-tied and twisted. It's kind of got little stars on its lines. Right? So there's about 1,500 to 1,800 different species of cactus. They come in all shapes, sizes, round, short, thin, tall. They conserve water to survive, populate, and evolve. The spines, or the thorns, or stickers, are like the leaves on the plant. They're sharp spines, and they protect their thick, tough skin and help it from thirsty animals or people trying to maybe take it. They hold water in their stems, and the water is not pure, clear water. It's a little bit thick. It can be drunk by humans, and it has saved many, many lives if you get lost in the desert. But it's not like water. It's very, very thick. But it is drinkable. Certain cactuses have edible fruit, like dragon fruit. Have you ever had a dragon fruit? They're pretty delicious. Prickly pear, I've had that before, but I've never had an Indian fig. All right, let's keep going. Now that we have most of our cactuses drawn, we can start coloring it in with our crayons. So go ahead and grab your green crayon. I have two different shades of green that I'm using. I have a light green and a dark green. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You can even use like a yellow if you would like to color it in. These cactuses, I kind of used a little bit of all of them. So watch. I'm not going to color super dark because I don't want my markers to go away. I want to be able to see my markers. Look. So this is my like medium green. I was going to show you how I'll come back and like shade or shadow it. So watch, I'm going to come back with my dark green, and I might go around the edges. You see that? On my cactuses. So they start to stand out or look like they have a little bit of maybe dimension, right? Popping off of my page. Maybe these I'll color just darker. Can you see that? There's a little bit on the edge. Can you try that for me? Good. I'll give you a second to experiment with that. Also, we can go back with our crayon and add some little spikies that come off our edges. It's just like number one, number one, number one, all the way around. Look. Ooh, it makes it look like it's super prickly, right? So wild cactuses are under threat from development animals and people digging them up. So we shouldn't be digging up those wild cactuses. You can get a cactus at a store if you really need one. They're mostly green. Some are bluish and some are brown. Ours are going to be mostly green. Of course, you can add in a little bit brown if you want to. The sky is the limit, so you go right ahead. All right, let's do another one. I'm going to do this one a little bit darker. I'm going to try not to cover up my crayons. You can see, my markers, you can see them a little bit. We can go back and add something in. Remember when I said they were a little bit bluish? So if you were to grab your blue crayon, then look, you can add a little bit to your edge. Makes it just kind of stand out, kind of like we just did with that green, right? Hey, look. You can add those lines back in there. And then it's, poof, standing out. Ooh. So our next one, let's see. I'll use the dark green and the yellow this time. Let's see if we can do something cool with that. How about I'll do the yellow on the lines, really as dark as yellow can be, right? And then maybe I'll use my dark green to lightly fill it in. How'd that work for you? You see that? So just by using dark green, light green, yellow, and a little bit of blue, we're able to make our cactuses look like they have a little bit of depth or dimension, right? Let's also add some little triangles around the edge of this tall cucumber-shaped cactus, right? All I'm doing is putting little triangles and coloring them in. Any green, you could do it yellow, you could use blue as well. Well, our cactus looks amazing. We can start adding some flowers to our cactus. So the flowers on the cactus can be all colors of the rainbow. And something cool to know is that cactus flowers are nocturnal, meaning they only bloom at night. In Arizona, California, and Texas all have deserts and national parks where cactuses can grow. They can live from 15 years all the way to 300 years. So they're amazing, they're big, they're majestic, or they're small and beautiful. You can you can buy cactus in a grocery store and make it for dinner. They can be fried, boiled, or served in salads or soups. I don't know if I've ever eaten a cactus before. The flowers of the cactus are pollinated by bees, butterflies, moths, and even bats. So cactuses are pretty cool. I've seen them at the store before, and I actually have a few tiny cactuses. An aloe vera plant is a cactus. Have you ever used aloe vera plant to put on a sore or a scratch or a bump? Aloe vera plants are really useful. Anyway, let's go ahead and add some cool flowers to our cactus. Look at all these amazing flowers. Watch. Those are all cactus blooms. Every shape, size, color. Look, some of them are by themselves. Some of them are thick and all together. And this is a bunch of cactuses in one garden. All different shapes. So let's make some flowers. Okay, we're going to make this kind of come over the edge of our vase. It's kind of, there's none, well, some of them are over here maybe, coming off of there. All it is a bunch of little number ones. I use the green. Why? Like a 1, a 1, 1. And then, since we want to make it a little bit different from the other picture, we can go ahead and put some little leaves on it. It's kind of cascading over, right? Look. These are tiny cactuses. Tiny cactus leaves. I even put some popping out the top. Watch. We're just filling in that pot. We're not leaving much room for flowers, but we can fit them in anywhere we need them. Okay, let's go ahead and make maybe some flowers that are round like this. I'm going to get my orange and yellow out. I'm going to put them on top of this guy, right? I'm going to do little bumps and maybe some lines, and then I could color it in with my yellow. See that? Orange, this will get a little bump. It's okay if it's on top of your green. Mine is. Ooh, this is a good spot for one, sticking off the side. Color it in. Looks like this one I made like a little crown. If you want to use your markers, you can too. Watch, let's switch to a little marker. Let's do a pink one. Maybe the pink one has little zigzags that go around like this. And then in the inside, I'll pop a little bit of red in there. Watch. See? I'm going to do it again. Little, it's like a little star almost. See? And then I'll go back and repeat, like a pattern repeats itself. Ooh, I think I need another one. Right here. And then we can always add a bunch of very tiny little flowers. Let's see, I'll make some purple ones. Because not all the cactus have big ones. This one has tiny ones stuck all on the top of it. So we could do maybe even some little circles. Look. Sometimes a crayon doesn't let you color on top of it, but you just do your best, right? And one thing to know is if you could always add some construction paper to it to make it different from this. Look, you don't always just have to have markers or crayons because that's the way I showed you how to do it. There's all kinds of different things you can do. Sometimes you could add, look, this is some thin tissue paper. You could tear it. This is real simple. Tear it and then just pinch it at the bottom. Look. And then you could put a little dab of glue right here. And you just press your little tissue paper on the top. And it makes a little three-dimensional flower. I'll do another one. Watch. You tear it. And then you just pinch it, crumble it, whatever. Make it puffy. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. And put it on your cactus, look. Right? You could take, let me grab a little piece of construction paper. Look, any piece of construction paper will do. You can make little triangles and glue them on. I'm just going to make some little triangles. Right? One thing you can do with a triangle is just bend the end, and then when you put it on there, it kind of pokes out. Remember the cactus, there's like 1,500 different species, so you could really make up your own flowers if you wanted to, right? See? They're sticking out. You can also, this is something fun to do. Let me get a piece of yellow construction paper. You could add patterns to your pot by using those same triangles, making some little rectangles. Look. Try not to let it fall on the ground. So watch. You could put some dots of glue on your pot. And then you could do every other shape to build your pattern. Look. So there. I made a pattern on top of a pattern. I put flowers on top of plants. So there's all different things you can do. Thank you so much for joining me making this beautiful pot of cactus. We will be posting a new lesson every day from 10 a.m. On the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel for kindergarten, first, and second grade, each tied to an academic curriculum. You can also get these lessons on AOC as part of the Learn United program, accessible on AOC or Cox Channel 16 or LUS Channel 4. Kindergarten lessons air at 8, and first and second grade lessons air at 9. Some lessons will be in visual arts and some in creative movement. So be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, visit the Acadiana Center for the Arts.org, the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. Spread the word, share our videos, and keep making art.